You know, nothing better than a good hot shower, an air-conditioned room, and a good meal.
Yeah.
Pretty much can't like defuse a scuffle.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we realize.
So I feel like sometimes people forget, like when things just, you know, when life's not going well, you're feeling awful and all of that stuff. Sometimes it's just get a good night's sleep, eat something, and
Yes.
that's like enough to solve a problem. So what can I help you with?
I have a good question. Since you sparked this, since you're Scandinavian, and the girl I date is Scandinavian,
Right?
And you know, we're having struggles with that American culture and the Scandinavian culture.
Yes.
You know, the actor.
Yeah.
She sent me a link about how humble. You know, you got to be humble. You don't go, look, I got an award. He won an Oscar. You know.
Yeah.
I forget the guy's name. So, and she said, Frank, this is a typical Swede, you know? So I asked you from that part of the world, and you're a worldly guy because you've been all over. $1. You know? What do you think? Give me some advice, like how to...
So what is exactly the question? It's like,
well,
do you want to be able to understand the culture so you can be with it better?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So I can be more compassionate and more sensitive.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, first of all, I suppose it helps to know the culture.
Yes.
So have you been to Sweden?
Not yet.
Okay. I mean, I guess the first thing, well, not the first thing. Just it's good to experience that, but it's also good to understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, if spending time together, of course, you start realizing what kind of things go together and what don't.
Yeah.
And you want to be extra mindful of the things. When you see that something's not working, there's communication problems, just try to understand and ask questions.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you feel when I do this?
She's a big question asker.
Yeah. So you want to ask equally questions back, because obviously the more questions you ask and the more you listen, you start understanding. And sometimes, you know, if you do find things that don't go together very well.
Yeah.
I mean, America, you guys seem to be a bit more loud and a bit more, what's the word for that?
Boisterous?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so boisterous.
especially being a New Yorker.
Yeah. And you guys are pretty, like, Swedish people are pretty, like you said, humble. I guess Scandinavians in general.
Yeah.
And we don't boast with things. There's a thing called Janti's law, Jentelo,
yes,
as they say.
Jentelo,
like,
yeah.
No one can be better than the other.
That's right. That's what the actor was saying. Jentelo.
But here, like, people just pursue to be better than each other and so forth.
Superiority.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and that's okay.
Yeah, he was saying that. Say that again. Jentelo.
Jentelo.
Yes.
Yeah. So, just kind of coming from that place, and I suppose it's something that you might even want to try and practice a little bit.
Yes.
Just you kind of get into that world and realize, okay, so what if I'm not trying to be so competitive or loud, or like maybe I'll just try to be the same as everyone else.
I like that.
And see how that feels.
Yeah.
And when you get that experience, you can relate to them as well. I know in practice what you could do is just maybe be mindful of, like, okay, when I want to be loud, when I want to stand out, maybe I'll pull back and kind of be like everyone else, and just observe how that feels and get that experience.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's true. I try to do that too, because I am usually, you know, that even though I'm a fairly average American size man.
Oh, you're pretty big this way.
But I'm pretty, I'm pretty yoked on the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's, and then I also have a loud voice.
Yeah.
So it's, that's good advice.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one thing you could do. There's plenty other things.
Yes.
Of course, visiting Scandinavia, just being around, and just asking a lot of questions, being mindful, trying it out.
Yes.
And then maybe you can introduce her to the American culture, challenge her to a little bit to understand you as well.
Yeah, I have. She's been reading a lot about me.
Exactly. So you both want to come together into the middle, just to kind of, or maybe just jump into each other's worlds.
Correct.
And I have the full experience, and you can kind of come together as well. Obviously, naturally, sometimes it's difficult to be in the other place.
Well, I think, let me tell you, Samuel, I think this is one of the best things that we did share this past summer was we did a 5,000-mile road trip, and we were in a truck 22 days together.
How did that work?
You know, we had a few scuffles. She was ready to get on a bus somewhere and take off a couple of times, but I talked her off the shelf.
Right.
And as a man that can say I'm wrong, I had to, you know, say I was wrong and I apologize.
Right. Yeah.
So that goes a long way. You know, when you can just admit when you're wrong and apologize.
Absolutely.
And beg forgiveness. Beg for forgiveness.
Please don't go on the bus.
Don't go. You know, I enjoy having you here. You make me a better man.
Yeah, exactly. What were the scuffles about? Like, where would you guys have arguments?
Well, when you're traveling across the country.
And, you get tired and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
cranky, tired. You get lost sometimes. 100-degree heat. You know, so just little, kind of like insignificant things that would be normal.
Yeah.
But when you're trapped in the middle of 100-degree weather and traveling for thousands and thousands of miles and tired, you kind of get a little prickly, as we say.
Absolutely, yeah.
But we sorted it out. And you know, nothing better than a good hot shower, an air-conditioned room, and a good meal.
Yeah.
Pretty much can't, like, defuse a scuffle.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we realize.
So I feel like sometimes people forget, like, when things just, you know, when life's not going well, you're feeling awful and all of that stuff. Sometimes it's just get a good night's sleep, eat something, and that's like enough to solve a problem.
Well, like, go ahead.
No, it's funny how simple it is sometimes.
Well, like you mentioned, you don't understand the gratitude of a warm shower.
Yeah.
Unless you go into the woods for days
Yeah.
and eat protein bars
Yeah.
and drink lukewarm water.
Yeah.
But when you have a nice cold, like you appreciate ice. Like, wow, ice is an amazing thing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So something like that,
Not in the winter, though.
Not in the
like
winter.
in Scandinavia, no.
We have too much ice.
Yeah, it's way too much.
So, well, man, I really appreciate it. And you know what's great about this?
Yeah.
It'll always stick with me now. You planted that seed, and I'll say, honey, I talked to Samuel, my Finnish friend. And she'll be like, I didn't know you had a Finnish friend.
Well, now
I
do.
Now I do. And we're going to go see him when we go to Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Stockholm, that's
Absolutely.
right. Because we want to go to the fjords in Norway.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
So we're going to do some traveling next year. But this year, she's going to come back here.
Dang.
And then we're going to go down to Florida and up to the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got a lot of traveling to do.
Well, I wish you good luck on diving into the Swedish and Scandinavian culture.
Thank you for your time.
And good luck. I think you're gonna need it a little bit.
Thank you.
You're very alive and boisterous, which is a good thing. I think we need that.
Thank you.
But it's an uncomfortable zone to be in the opposite.
Exactly.
So, but that's gonna be good because you're gonna be paying a lot more attention because it's uncomfortable.
And you know what? I related to, and we talked about it to a girl today, is being kind.
Oh yeah.
It's so out of the people think you're weird or you want something if you're just pleasant and nice and kind. It's you're the oddball out.
Oh yeah.
Because we're so, you know, today.
Absolutely.
I got it like this, you know. Thank you again, Samuel.